Good afternoon, sports fan. Welcome to Sports Night with Jorge. Thank you once again for joining me on a beautiful day today, Saturday. It has been a blessed day. Man, thank you guys for joining in. I also want to thank you guys for giving me all the subscriptions, all the likes, all the thumbs up. I appreciate it, guys. One news to pass along in Major League Baseball. If you're Brave fans, nothing to worry about. But Ronald Acuna Jr. undergo an MRI for his knee soreness. The good thing, he is expected to be ready for opening day. So that's a good news for the Braves. You know, that's a player that I can tell you it's a player that you really need in any lineup. He is so good at everything that he does. But one thing I want to bring up today is Major League Baseball. We had a couple of games, spring training games is going on right now. We have the Braves actually beating the Toronto Blue Jays 3-0, and that's in the I think bottom of the fifth inning, if I want to quite sure. Oh, sorry, top of the fifth inning. So I'm excited to say that that baseball is on the way. That spring training started. Guys, you should go out there and support your team. You know, these young players, man, they're looking amazing. Especially the Orioles. My gosh, I was seeing their lineup the other night. And their starting rotation. They're going to be a wrecking team to beat. I mean, they're going to be good in their division. Looking at their pitching staff and the hitting, it's just like the Braves. The Braves are going to be a heck of a team to beat in their division. So hopefully, we'll meet in the World Series. Who knows? But yeah, but then I see like the Yankees, the Boston Red Sox, Cleveland Guardians, teams like that you can see they're dropping down. The Dodgers are going to be there with Otani. I mean, they pick up Otani. They got a lineup that's just incredible. Pitching incredible. You know, uh, like I say, that's going to probably be a Dodger Braves again. Playoffs because I look at the teams. The Mets, Marlins might be a little bit competitive. Competitive in that division, but that's it. The Mets are going nowhere. Dodgers look good. San Francisco look pretty decent. You know, uh, Milwaukee Brewers, Pittsburgh, young Pittsburgh team might surprise you this year. The Red looks good too, Cincinnati Reds. So it's going to be a lot of good teams, in Major League Baseball that are really going to come out of the gate and you say, wow, I didn't see this coming. But that's part of sports. But let me go ahead and give you the scoreboard for spring training. There's game on the way, like I tell you, starting today. We got the Red Sox and the Rays tie 1-1. We got the Twins and the Phillies. The Twins winning 2-1. They're still playing. These games are still playing. The Orioles are beating the Yankees 1-0. Austin Hayes just hit a home run for the Orioles, by the way. Astros are beating the Cardinals 2-0. All these games are in the fourth inning. National beating the Red Sox 2-1, which is the split squad. We have the Pirates beating the Tigers 1-0 in the third. And like I tell you, the Braves are winning 3-0, the bottom of the fourth against the Blue Jays. And we got the Florida Marlins beating the Mets 3-0. And then later on today, we have the White Sox and Rangers, Royals and Guardians, Cubs and Dodgers, Padres and Giants, D-backs and Angels, Red Sox and Rockies. Then the split squad with the Dodgers and Brewers, and the Athletics with the Mariners. That is your Major League Baseball spring training scores. It's amazing how these teams are going to be amazing to see in 2024. I mean, baseball, guys, is almost around the corner. We are March or April, so we are a month away, in a couple of weeks. So let's see how surprising we see what comes for 2024. Now I'm going to talk a little about the NFL. Okay, free agency. Remember, coming up March 13 at 4 p.m. Uh, I'm going to speak to a couple of teams that I could tell you that I could see that is possibility if they make a trade or they could even save cap money by either releasing a player, cutting a player, which that's what you're gonna have to do regardless. Uh, or try to get as much as you can from your asset to get something in return. Now the Dolphins, I was looking at the Dolphins, and my gosh, they got 2 weeks to take down a major cap. I think it's 28 million or 39 million. I think it's 28 million. Okay, once again, restructure, extend the contract. They could release player. There was something came out today about the Dolphins if they will sign Claypool, get Burials back, which I will, and I will, because that's those are weapons, man. Those are weapons. But anyhow, that's the Dolphin. Now I look at the other team, the Jets. Okay, I tell you, Jets fan, and don't get me wrong when I say this. I don't say this in a bad way. Like I say, I'm a positive guy, guys. I don't think Aaron Rodgers should be your quarterback this year. I mean, that big bonus of contract you signed him, you got enough money to go there and find some good players. Good players and build your team with a draft. You know, because I'll tell you, Miami's not in the building mode. You guys are in rebuilding mode. So that's something that you guys could work on. You know, you can rebuild. Same thing goes with the Giants. Same thing goes with the New England Patriots. They could go back and restructure these contracts and look at the draft picks and look at free agency. I mean, I'm hearing rumors that Justin Field might be in Pittsburgh. I also heard Russell Wilson might be in Pittsburgh. Ryan Tannehill might end up in Pittsburgh. But then you got all these free agency. Then you got the quarterback from the Vikings. Is he going to be 100% with Achilles injury? Will Roger be 100% with Achilles injury? Let me tell you, when I saw Dan Marino came back from the Achilles, he wasn't the same guy. And probably he could talk about it. It's not easy. Miami has also defensive players with Achilles injuries. A guy, it's not easy to come back in the NFL with those type of injuries. It's like the same thing. You're a pitcher and you get the Tommy John surgery. It's not the same arm that used to throw 90, 95, 100 miles an hour. Now you talk about your body, wear and tear in your body that, this can happen again. It's a healing process, but, and looking back at, like I said, at the NFL, I'm looking at all this team. I mean, Cowboys, I think they're set. I think the Eagles are set, in that division. I don't think the Commanders, I don't think, the Giants, I think they're more into a rebuilding mode, Then you got the Saints, Tampa Bay, Atlanta. See, Atlanta, another rumor is if Atlanta Falcons get Justin Field, and I like the coach that they just hired. I like their staff. I like what Atlanta is doing down there. But like I said, once again, we have to wait for the draft. We have to wait for free agency to come up, because this is the time where you build your teams. And of course, the team that has most money is going to build the better team. But I'm looking at it. I mean, it's a lot of team that they're in the rebuild mode, and some team I say, listen, let's get the players and let's win it all. So I look at Atlanta in that division. The Saints. I think Carr was a bust when he went down there. I know he got injured. They thought when he left the Raiders, he was going to be there. He's going to be, take that team, improve the team. I mean, it's a lot, guys. It's a lot that, and with Kirk Cousins injury, I mean, who's going to sign him? I mean, it's going to be he's the top quarterback right now to be signed. But when an injury, it makes you think, it's hard to sign injury players because you don't know what you're going to get when the field hit. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from these players, guys. They're professional. Kirk Cousins has a good arm. Another rumor is, Derrick Henry going to Miami. That's a good one too. I mean, we have Wilkins. I mean, something came up on Wilkins yesterday. Dolphin GM Mike Greer talking back negotiation with the guy. Sometimes to have 29 players in your roster and free agent, that's a lot. That's half of your roster of 53. So imagine that. So they gotta save money somehow. They gotta structure something here. Tua has not been signed, so we don't know. That's in the limbo. They're supposed to meet with with his agent this week in Indy. So I don't know what happened. I haven't got no information on that yet. But everything is a work in process. So then you got the other side, the Chiefs. The Raiders, I think, will be more improved. I don't think Denver is, depending what happens to Russell Wilson. I don't see Denver. San Diego, I mean, I just feel bad for Herbert. They need to build a team around him. I mean, the guy's a great quarterback. I'm saying that he's not that bad, but he needs players around him to surround him to make a better team. To make them better and make the team better. So, I was looking at each division. I know it's early because I'm not going to make prediction. I'm not going to do it because we have to wait the schedule to come out there. What time is the schedule? What are your home games? What are your road games? So there's something a lot involved. So you have to wait till everything comes in and you can sit down and say, hey, finally here's our schedule. Here's what I think. And then what players you have in your team that's going to take you where you want to go, which is the playoffs. Then of course the Super Bowl. But also I want to talk about hockey. If you're a hockey fan, man, there's a lot of good hockey out there. Uh, I'm impressed with the Florida Panthers, the Boston Bruins, New York. It's just amazing how hockey has improved from all these teams. Which once again rebuilding from the farm, getting veterans, mixing it up. Putting their team in a position to win. So and that's great. And I like the Panthers not because I'm a Panther fan, Florida Panther fan. It's because man, when they play all night, it's just they're physical. If they're down 1-0, it's like it doesn't matter to them. They'll fight back. They're fighters. I see the Boston Bruins too. What happened to Boston Bruins last year when they were so red hot, and then they meet the Panthers. The Panthers beat them, that was shocking. But then the Panthers end up losing at the end. It's okay, guys. It's a working process. It's a learning process for the team to develop every year. So hopefully this is the year of the Panther, which I hope it is. But there's a lot of good teams in hockey, man. Teams you say, wow, I'm happy to see. I mean, Penguins are struggling right now. I talked to one of my friends today. He's a Cosby. He's a Pittsburgh Penguin, but he loves Cosby. He said, man, Cosby's getting to that age. But yeah, guess what? But Cosby's a great player. Go to another team, good motivator, good inspirational player, good. He's good all over, defense, offense. He's just amazing. And sometimes NHL teams need that. So, I tell you, sports is it's amazing, guys. It's how we interact, how we see our teams, how we want the best for them. And we could sit here and ask so many questions. And that's another thing. On the bottom, hit them on the comment. Let me know who's your team. Who's your team in the NFL? Who's if you have an NHL team? Who's your hockey team? Who's your baseball team? Now I know on this podcast I do have Atlanta Braves, I got Marlins, and I got Orioles so far. So don't be ashamed to go down my comments and and let me know. Let me know what your team, so I could talk about your team. I could do a research in your team. I did a research today with the Braves with Acuna Jr., which that's what you heard on my report. This on the beginning. So things that I see that's very important. And like I said, I'll bring other news to you guys. But once again, I want to thank all you guys that have subscribed, all that gave me thumbs up. Continue to do it, guys. Watch this video. You're going to enjoy it. And I also leave you with a word of encouragement. At the end of my show. Just be yourself, man. Be yourself. Don't let nobody beat you down. Be a happy person. Don't take nothing personal. Keep walking because you're the light. And God made us the light. And we need to shine so people can see the light in you. And when they see the light in you, trust me, it will reflect to them and it will change that person. Because I know God is good at the end of the day. And tomorrow is Sunday, man. I always say, my Jesus is 24/7, Monday to Sunday. So, and that's me. Like I said, don't disrespect anybody. Nothing against religion. None of that. So, but anyhow, thank you once again for joining in today. Tonight, if I have any updates, I'll give you some updates. But I want you to enjoy this beautiful Saturday. And you guys have a blessed day.